We all know ancient Egypt with the big pyramids and mysterious hieroglyphs, but there is more to discover about this ancient Egypt. Today we take a look at the 10 facts about ancient Egypt you probably didn't know. Fact number 10. Did you know that ancient Egypt was ahead of its time when it came to gender equality? Men and women were considered equals under the law. Women had the freedom to live without a legal male guardian, make their own decisions, and even own and manage property. While there were some occupational restrictions, this was a society where women could marry and divorce by their own choice. Even childbearing was considered equal, and the Egyptian gods and goddesses reflected this balance, with each sex having unique attributes. Fact number 9. The pyramids, those iconic structures that leave us in wonder, were not built by slaves, as many believe. Skilled workers who were paid and had rights constructed these magnificent edifices. They even had the power to go on labor strikes if they didn't receive their due payments. Imagine being paid in beer. Now that's a job offer some people today might still consider. Fact number 8. Ever noticed how ancient Egyptians in paintings and hieroglyphs have long, luscious hair? Well, here's the twist. They actually hated hair. Many Egyptians shaved their heads and wore wigs instead. A pharaoh would never be seen without their nemes, a headpiece covering their hair. This may have been to protect their heads from the blazing sun. Wigs were made from human or horsehair, which is a bit puzzling considering the idea was to keep cool. Fact number 7. Birth control is not a modern invention. In ancient Egypt, they had their own unique methods. One method involved a mixture of mud, honey, and crocodile feces used as a spermicide. We wonder who volunteered to test that theory. They also had a rather interesting way to test for pregnancy, urinating on barley and wheat. If the grain sprouted, pregnancy was confirmed. Modern science has actually confirmed this method's validity. Imagine being the scientist who figured that out. Fact number 6. Hieroglyphs are often associated with ancient Egypt, but did you know that the majority of the population couldn't write them? Writing specialists, known as scribes, handled hieroglyphic writing. Others used simplified scripts like hieratic and demotic for everyday writings. Hieroglyphs were reserved for special, aesthetically pleasing inscriptions. It makes sense. Drawing pictures for everyday tasks would be quite impractical. Fact number 5. Ancient Egyptians held cats in high esteem. Harming a cat, even by accident, was a grave offense, potentially punishable by death. When a pet cat passed away, the entire family would go into mourning, and yes, it included shaving their eyebrows. Some cats were even mummified and buried alongside mice and milk to ensure a pleasant afterlife. In Beni Hassan, a cemetery site, over 80,000 feline burials were found. Seems they really loved their cats. Fact number 4. We often think of circumcision as a relatively recent practice, but it actually has its roots in ancient Egypt. It's believed that circumcision was carried out for reasons of hygiene or as a rite of passage from childhood to adulthood. The procedure was quite public and sometimes involved up to 100 to 150 boys at a time. And yes, it was done without any painkillers. Circumcision was more common among the upper classes and priests, but was not mandatory. Fact number 3. Have you ever noticed that ancient Egyptian art often depicts tall, slender, and athletic figures? Well, that was an idealized portrayal. In reality, obesity was not uncommon, particularly among the upper classes. Their diets were rich in sugar, honey, dried fruits, beer, and wine. They led sedentary lives, with servants even feeding them. Recent findings suggest that some pharaohs were obese to the point of suffering from diabetes. Fact number 2. Cleopatra, often portrayed as an epitome of beauty, may not have fit that mold. Recent research suggests her facial features were strong, and her nose was larger and hooked. Some argue that she intentionally depicted herself as less attractive to appear stronger and more authoritative as a ruler. Regardless of her physical appearance, Cleopatra was an incredibly educated and charismatic leader, fluent in numerous languages, and a master of various disciplines. Fact number 1. The ancient Egyptians were not only architects, but also accomplished mathematicians. They developed a highly sophisticated mathematical system that included arithmetic, geometry, and even basic algebra. The Rhine mathematical papyrus, dating back to around 1650 BCE, showcases their mastery of numbers and problem solving. And there you have it, our journey through the intriguing secrets of ancient Egypt. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the secrets of history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content. Stay curious.